Have you ever just felt like your thinking was cloudy? Bogged down by words that don't quite mean what you think they mean, or by ideas that seem to contradict each other? It's like a computer that's running super slow because it's full of junk files. You know something's not right, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Well, what if I told you there's a way to run a full diagnostic on your own mind? And here we go. This is the boot sequence for exactly that kind of system. Now, this isn't just another abstract theory about thinking. Its creator, Sayafullah Matloothi, presents it as a complete, rigorously designed operating system for the mind. It's called Protocol Zero. You can really think of it as an engineering manual for achieving crystal clear thought. So, before you install any new software, you gotta know what problem it's supposed to fix, right? Well, for Protocol Zero, the main threat isn't a lack of information. Nope, it's something way more subtle. It's the corruption of meaning itself. And the system has a name for these things: semantic viruses. All right, let's really dig into this. The protocol pinpoints this critical weak spot in how we think, and it calls it a type 1 threat. So what is that? It's when a word we use all the time gets disconnected from a solid, stable concept. I mean, think about a word like freedom. We hear it everywhere. But what does it actually mean? Freedom from something? Freedom to do something? If you don't nail that down, the word can mean anything to anyone. And instead of creating clarity, it just creates confusion. That right there is a semantic virus. And this is really the key difference. Just look at this. On the left, you've got a healthy term. It has structural integrity, right? The word points to a clear concept, and that concept points to something real in the world. It's a stable working system. But over on the right, that whole structure has just collapsed. The links are broken. This virus might look like it means something, but its actual cognitive value, zero. All it does is give you the illusion that you understand. Okay, so we've seen the threat. We know what these semantic viruses are. So how do we fight them? Let's unpack the solution: this cognitive operating system itself. And wow, this really spells out its core identity perfectly. It's defined as a cybernetic OS, a system of control and communication, but for your own mind. And its main job, as you can see, is to flip a switch. You go from being a passive consumer of terms to an active, sovereign examiner of those terms. And the endgame? Achieving what it calls cognitive sovereignty. Now, like any really powerful piece of software, you can't just click install and hope for the best. To get Protocol Zero running, you have to consciously agree to its terms. Think of it like an end-user license agreement, but for your own mind. It's a contract you make with yourself to operate with total rigor and precision. So, here are the 4 big commitments you have to make. Number 1, you agree that no word, no concept is sacred or above being examined. Number 2, you take full personal responsibility for every single concept you use. 3, if a term can't stand up to tough scrutiny, you reject it instantly. And finally, number 4, the whole point of all this is to reach a zero conflict state, a mind that's totally free of internal contradictions. And this really gets to the heart of it. This is the big trade-off. The protocol isn't about feeling comfortable. It's about being clear. It's asking you to give up the mental comfort of just accepting ideas you've always heard in exchange for the incredible power of true intellectual independence. Yeah, it's a demanding upgrade, for sure, but it's a powerful one. All right, so you've accepted the terms of service. What's next? Well, now the OS gives you its core tools, a whole suite of powerful algorithms designed to scan, analyze, and debug any corrupted concepts. Let's take a look at these deconstruction algorithms. Okay, this is super interesting. What you're looking at here is basically the system's cognitive firewall in action. When a sketchy term comes along, you don't just let it in. Nope. As this flowchart shows, the protocol immediately puts it into quarantine. And from there, it's got 4 possible fates. You can reject it, suspend it for later, redefine it properly, or ban it completely. It's a totally systematic way of vetting every single piece of information that tries to enter your mind. And that whole quarantine process is powered by a full suite of these analytical tools. You can see all 10 of them loaded up and ready to go here. These are your diagnostic programs. They're running checks on everything from structural contradictions to systemic compatibility, even making sure ideas are expressed with disciplined brevity. Each one is a specific stress test to make sure every concept in your system is solid and coherent. Okay, so let's say you've done the work, you've installed the OS, you've run the deep scans, you've used all these deconstruction algorithms. What's the result? What does that final, fully optimized state actually look and feel like? What's the goal of all this cognitive heavy lifting? And this is it. This is the goal. a zero-conflict state. It's a cognitive system where the grand total of all your internal contradictions adds up to zero. Now, that doesn't mean you suddenly know everything, not at all. But what it does mean is that everything you do know fits together into one coherent, unified system. Your mind can finally operate at peak efficiency because all the parts are in sync and working together, not fighting each other. And we're not talking about a minor software patch here. This is a full system upgrade. Completing this process brings about a huge transformation in how you interact with the world. So let's check out the final before and after status report. And wow, this shift is just laid out so clearly here. On the left, you've got the old system. You're a passive consumer of fake clarity, completely vulnerable and wide open to these semantic viruses. But then look at the right. That's the new system, running Protocol Zero. You're now a sovereign examiner. You're not just a sponge for information anymore. You're equipped with a powerful cognitive immune system, actively and effectively telling the difference between healthy concepts and the ones that can do real harm. So, at the end of the day, Protocol Zero is offering a path to radical clarity and, well, intellectual self-ownership. But it's not a passive download. It's not something that just happens to you. It demands tough, honest, and ongoing self-examination. The system gives you the tools, but you're the one who has to be willing to run the scan on your own most deeply held beliefs. The cognitive upgrade is ready to install. The only real question left is, are you?